Good Doc back again once again. Let's lock in. I never understood why foreigners from the first world choose to brag about shit that they ain't got to third world women. All right, let me adjust myself real quick because I could do that shit because it's my video. But I never understood why a first world foreigner would brag about shit that they don't got to third world women, right? Now let me lay the foundation for you and give you the context of where this is coming from, right? I once knew a guy, or I've seen a guy brag about all the houses he had and all the homes he had, the mansions and the nice ass cars he had back in the United States just to impress a female in the Philippines. And I was trying to figure out what was the purpose, right? What was the genuine purpose of you bragging about something that you know you didn't have to impress third world women, right? Because you're only going to deal with a certain type of woman in the Philippines, right? Upper echelon, right? If you're even blessed enough to even crack into that particular group of individuals, group of young ladies, the one percenters and shit, I mean, you really got to be lucky. They ain't going to be impressed by that shit because they probably got it too, right? You talk about all the houses and homes you got, they probably got the exact same thing. Zero fucking impression. Or you could deal with the lower socioeconomic class, the ones that come from very harsh and challenging backgrounds, right? And I say this with all due respect. When I say this, I just want you to make sure I note that before I say it. But most of those women are just happy to have a fucking roof over their head, let alone worried about a mansion and some shit that they probably wouldn't know what to do with, even if you actually had the shit and you actually took them to it. They wouldn't even know how to act because they just never had an exposure or an experience dealing with shit like that. Most of them are just happy to be able to have a full stomach, nice meal, and a roof over their head. So you're doing all that extra shit to show them what you don't have to try to impress them. When most of them probably wouldn't even know what most of that shit was even about anyways. I never understood the purpose. Middle class, hit and miss, man. I don't think that they're impressed by that shit either. You know? So I've never really understood the benefit that you get as a foreigner bragging about something that you don't have. Like, just your presence in the Philippines is damn near enough for a lot of women to say, okay, this guy might have money. He was able to buy $1,000 plane ticket, couple $1,000 plane ticket, whatever prices are right now, to even remotely get to the Philippines from your home country, wherever it is. Well, in the United States, it's probably a couple thousand. If you're traveling from other countries, maybe it's a little cheaper. But the fact that you even have the money to travel to the Philippines, it kind of puts you in a position to have women think that you have at least a little bit enough to get to the country. So I never understood the value or the validity or the benefit of bragging about something that you don't have, right? You have to understand when it comes to dealing with Filipinas, they're pretty much wholesome, down-to-earth females. Not all of them. Some of them got a little materialistic vibe about them, and you'll know them when you see them. But the majority of them are just, down-home people. Like, they're not really, it's not that they're not impressed by it. It's just showing it to them and knowing that there's probably not a chance that they'll even get a chance to see it because it's in the United States, unless you choose to marry them and take them to the United States. But that will require you to lie to them and tell them that you're going to take them to the United States when you have absolutely no plan to do that in the first place. So, again, riddle me this, Batman. Why would you brag about something that you don't have? Trust me. Is it to get laid? Let's talk real shit real quick. To get laid? Bruh. I was a broke fucking college kid. I was living off of an allowance of maybe 7,000 to 8,000 pesos a month. And I still got laid. Think about it. That's like, what, $160? Maybe. Depending on what the rate is. 160, something like that. 140, 160. And I still got laid. So imagine a broke college kid on the struggle, on the come up, and I still got some. But yet still, y'all brag about shit that y'all ain't got to impress women that probably, like I said, aren't impressed by it and or probably don't care too much about it because they really don't know what to do with it even if they had it anyways. Tell me the benefit, the value. Please. What value do you get out of that? Does it make you feel good about yourself to say that you have something that you don't have? Because then, in my mind, you're acting like the social social climbers of the country. And a lot of y'all may not be familiar with what social climbing is all about, but it's more or less linking yourself to people who have money and means in order to make yourself feel fulfilled as well, and are trying to leech off of somebody who has something so that you can come up if they come up as well. You're latching on and leeching on to people who have it so that you can find yourself in the proper social circles dealing with people who have the exact same means, right? So you're trying to be like certain people and act like certain people so that, you know, you're considered to be in the same circle as those particular people, right? A lot of people don't know this, man, but I'm gonna shoot the shit with y'all real quick. Do you know? If you didn't know, now you know. Filipinas, I've seen this shit happen before. Not all of them, but some of them will go to Starbucks and they'll keep the Starbucks cup. We're talking about the cardboard cup, not like the stainless steel reusable shit. The cardboard cup that the coffee comes in, they'll keep it and they'll reuse it and reuse it and reuse it because Starbucks in the Philippines is a social status thing. I've heard Starbucks is a social status symbol in a lot of places, right? You're rich if you can go to Starbucks, right? So if they ever get a chance to go to Starbucks one time, they keep the cup, right? They keep the cup. And I'm telling you, if that right there is indicative to the behavior of the women that you're going to deal with, why do you feel the need to go above and beyond to impress them with some shit you ain't got? Most women are impressed in the Philippines by the most mundane and mediocre shit. Promise you. But yet and still, y'all feel like y'all got to brag about mansions and Corvettes and cars you ain't got. Son, for what? Give me a legit reason why you need to do that. Give me a legit reason. Does it tickle your pickle? Does it make you happy to believe that a Filipino believes that you have something that you do not, right? Now, let's go ahead and stretch this hypothetical as far as it possibly can go, just for shits and giggles. Okay, let's say, for example, you show a Filipina that you have this and all this. Oh, this is my house. These are my cars. And she's impressed by it. And you actually like this girl. So you choose to marry this girl and you choose to bring this girl back to the United States, knowing that back in the United States, you live in a hole-in-the-wall shithole of an apartment and you don't even have a car at all. And if you do, it's a hunk of junk or a piece of junk, something that you got at the swap meet. Damn shit barely even works and shit. You got to push to start it. Y'all know I've had cars like that where you got to push it down the street, down the hill or some shit before it can start up while you trying to crank it. Been there, done that. So now you've sold a fake dream to a Filipina for no reason at all when you probably could have gotten her by just being honest, right? Then you become that foreigner guy that's like, oh man, these Filipinos is fake. They scams, bro. Why? Because she probably will leave you for somebody who actually has something because you lied about having something that you actually didn't have. Now you get mad at her because she's trying to level up and shit because you basically sold her on a lie, a facade of sorts, trying to convince her that you had the shit, but you don't. Then she actually finds somebody who has the shit, leaves you for the person who has the shit. Now all of a sudden you have this bad taste in your mouth about Filipinas, right? I mean, am I hitting the nail on the head a little bit? And do y'all feel where I'm coming from? Conclusion, y'all, let's lock it in. Why lie? You can get laid without lying. Honesty is the best policy, y'all. I'm not even gonna cap, y'all. Honesty is the best policy. And even then, your home situation and your car situation and stuff like that shouldn't even be a topic of conversation with Filipinos anyways. You're in the Philippines right now. You should be focused on what you can accomplish while you're in the Philippines, not so much what you have back home. If she's worried about what you have back home in a place that she's probably not even gonna get a chance to see anyways, I'm looking at it like, that's really none of your business. Like, I mean, yeah, if you want to see it, I mean, I have a car. It doesn't have to be the fanciest car. Yeah, I have a place to stay, you know, even if it is your mother's basement. Even if it's mama's basement. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, she doesn't need to know exactly where you live or exactly what you have. It's like you need brownie points to get laid, bro. And I just think that's sad as fuck. Most of y'all be grown-ass men. A lot of y'all older than me doing that shit. That's the sad part. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to have this conversation. I never saw the benefit in it, but when I see it happen, I'm just like, bruh, come on, man. When you know better, you do better, right? Because now you out here looking just sad, right? You're just looking sad when it's literally exposed that you are lying about everything you have, right? But that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. All my good stuff listed in the link in the description area below. Y'all know what it is. Time for the good doc to go and get to getting. With that being said, good doc is officially out. At least knuckle, which means I am going now. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Mabuhay. Peace.